Hello and welcome back to How to RV. I am Jason and today I want to talk about travel. Not just any kind of travel, but how do you go find campgrounds? I don't know about you, but I like to camp all year long and I continuously look for campgrounds. And because of that, I want to show you how I go about finding campgrounds and what I'm looking for. So before we head to the computer, click on the like, give me a little thumbs up for the video. And if you have any comments as we go along the video, leave those down below. Here we have Google open. So let's just for fun of it, just open up something like campground that has llamas. So here we're gonna go campground that has llamas. And once it opens up, it comes over here and look at that. I can't believe it. Lazy Llama Campground. There is actually a place called Lazy Llama Campground. So over here on Google, you can see on the right hand side, it's going to give you the address, the hours, the phone number, some compared prices, and some details. So you can also go to the website. You can go and get directions. You can save, you can call them. But also what's cool about Google is you get reviews. So if you come over here and click on 92 different Google reviews talking about Lazy Llama Campground in Chuckey Ruritan Road, Chuckey, Tennessee, you'll see all these different reviews. So some of these different reviews that have 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, they'll come on down, they'll have a bunch of different sayings about their campground altogether. Also, if you look over here, it's a 4.6 out of 5 stars, which just means it's a really, really good campground that you might want to check out if you're into the whole llama thing. Let's say that you want to try to find a campground that has waterfalls. So if we go to campgrounds that have waterfalls, it's going to come over here and it's going to show you a whole bunch more different campgrounds that have waterfalls and stuff like that. So what's cool about it too is if you come up here and look at this little sign up here, you'll see on the map where there's different waterfalls and stuff. So if we go to view all, you'll see that there's a map here with a bunch of them that pop up. So we search all over the place right here and we say, well, I really want to go down to, let's go to Atlanta, Georgia, somewhere around Atlanta, Georgia. And we find one here that says Wildcat Campground. It has a 4.7 out of 5 stars. I'm going to click on that. It's going to come up over here. I can click on my reviews again, read some reviews about the campground. There happens to be some pictures here that go with the reviews from people outside that have been there before. And if I go back, I can come over here on the left-hand side and I can see all kinds of other campgrounds that may have waterfalls in the campgrounds. So if you see right here, they have little pictures on the side as well. There's a waterfall here and a waterfall here and so on and so forth down the line. Bunch of different ones on the list here. So it's a good place to start is looking into Google itself. But say you don't necessarily have a campground that you specifically want to go to because of something in it, right? You just want to look up a general area. So if I go here and say campgrounds around Las Vegas, Nevada. Again, a whole row of campgrounds are going to start showing up over here, and because of that you get to search the map over here as well and see what kind of campgrounds you got. Some right inside of Las Vegas and then some right on the outskirts. So say we don't want to go into Las Vegas itself, we want to attend Las Vegas but we don't want to camp right in Las Vegas. We'll come over here, look right on the outskirts. There's one right here. We'll click on that one. Again, it comes up. 4.6 stars, 98 Google reviews, and some photos to go with it. So using Google is a really good way to find campgrounds, but there's other things that you can use as well. And a couple of them are not only websites that you can go to, but they're apps for your phone. The first one I like to talk about is RVPARKY. And it sounds weird, doesn't it? So if we go up here and type in RVPARKY.com, it's going to take us to this website. It's going to ask you where do you want to go. Not necessarily what kind of campground you're looking for, but where do you want to go. So in here, we want to go to somewhere in Colorado. So I'm going to type in Colorado. I'm going to do a search. And you can see right here we got some around Denver and all other places in Colorado. So we're going to zoom out a little bit and try to bring it around here. Open it up. and change our location a little bit. Zoom down. And over here on the left-hand side, you'll start seeing all the different campgrounds, but it also shows a bunch of other things like Walmarts and other places that you can stay. KOAs, state parks, campgrounds, national parks, all that stuff. But here is the cool part about RVPARKY.com. You can go up here to their filters, right here on their website, and click on filter, and come down here and change all kinds of different settings for filters. So here we got RV parks, we got RV park, public, military, adult 55 and plus, KOA, Yogi Bear, casino. So in this case, I just want to look up RV parks itself. So I'm going to change this, uncheck all those, and that way it'll show RV parks only. As far as stores go, I want to take out everything but say Cracker Barrels, because I don't know about y'all, but I really love eating at Cracker Barrel. Gas stations are important, but in this case, I don't need to know what the gas stations are. I just want to find a campground for the most part. And then the other is rest areas and warning roads. So we want to take that off as well, because all I want to see on the map are RV parks and Cracker Barrels. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And if I move up a little bit, I can start seeing some campgrounds around some different areas. So here we have El Rancho Brewing Company. Maybe that's somewhere that you want to visit that happens to be really near Las Vegas. And there happens to be a campground right here. If I click on that, you can see that it pulls it up. Has reviews right here. So 3.5 stars, 11 different reviews for this campground and lodge. And it also shows you right here different amenities that it has. But if I go ahead and click on that, it's going to pull it up and it's going to show you the amenities and what it is. So water, electric, 50 amp, Wi-Fi, showers, big rig access, and so on and so forth. It's going to kind of give you the base rates. So daily rates of $30 a day or $180 a week. If you come down here, just like Google, you can see the reviews and stuff like that. You can add it to a trip if you log in and sign up. In this case, I'm not logged in or signed up for it, but yet you have that option if you want it. You can go to their website up here at the top. You can get directions. You can get a phone number to call them. So you can see the list goes on all of the different things that you can do in RVPARKY itself. And if that's not your taste or that's not the park you want to go to, but you want to stay in that area, then you have all of these on the list right here on the left, and you can start looking through all that you want. So like I said before, this here is not only just on the computer, but it's on your phone too, or your mobile device. You can download the app and use it. So let's go on to the next option. And this one is called RVTripWizard. So we'll go in and enter into the site. I'm going to go ahead and log in. And once I'm logged into RVTripWizard, I'm going to come up here and click on New Trip. So in this new trip, I'm just going to say that we want to go to Smoky Mountains. Go ahead and create it. And for now, we'll say that I'm in Maine, and we'll get into all that stuff here in just a minute. But now we can start seeing all the different parks. So bunch of different options here all the way down. Let's see, let's take ourselves down to say Pennsylvania. And I'm gonna start zooming in and zooming in until it refreshes here. And we start seeing other parks. So we'll go ahead and click on this one here, and we see that it has a 2, which is a 4.3 out of 10. So I really don't want to look at that one. So if I come up here and take a look at this campground, Pioneer Campground, 8.7 out of 10. That's pretty interesting to me because it happens to be on the route that I'm going to be going on. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the picture there, and that's going to take me to information about the campground itself. So you got campground reviews, you got the website, you got a satellite map, you got some pictures here on the right, and we can flip through a few pictures about the campground. And if we come up here and look at features, it's going to show you features about the campground, just about reviews, anything about tips, question and answer, and then weather. What is the current weather at that campground as we speak? Come back to the overview and head back. So not only does this really work out well on your computer and you can create trips and stuff like that, but it's also on your phone or your mobile app. The mobile app version is actually called RVLIFE. If you go to RVLIFE.com, it'll show you how to get it onto your mobile device. The cool part is that when you build a trip inside your computer and or your phone, the trips will not only show on your computer, but once they're saved and you open up the app on your phone, it'll be on there as well. So if we go to the app on the phone and open it up and go to RVLIFE.com, which is tied to RVTripWizard, and I go down to the bottom and I click on RVTripWizard right here, you'll start seeing all the different trips that I've already planned. So I'll click on Smoky Mountains, and then it gives me the option to be able to download the maps and the RV routing for this trip, so on and so forth. And you can see what we got stored here. Now, of course, I don't have a whole lot stored, and we're going to get into that in a future video, talking about actually setting up a trip. So the next video that's going to come after this, we're going to get into RVTripWizard, we're going to design a trip, and we're going to show you how they tie together. So whether you like the Smoky Mountains, you want to go to Las Vegas, you want to camp with llamas, whatever it is, these are a few simple ways that you can look up campgrounds and try to find things. Also, pro tip here, if you're looking for campgrounds and you're having a hard time trying to find somewhere to stay, then I recommend calling them personally. If you go online and you're having difficulties trying to find somewhere to stay, you look up the booking and it looks like they're all full, then give them a call. It's a good chance they're going to have somebody that has canceled and they just haven't updated their website, or they may have something available that they're just not advertising on their website. At least give it a shot if that's somewhere you want to go. Next week, we're going to have a go at RVTripWizard online and showing it on your phone, and we're going to build out our route. And what does that look like? So setting it up and having all the stuff in there. It has information about your RV and what you're towing and your gas mileage and all kinds of stuff in there. So we'll have that next week and build out a route and what all that looks like and what it can do for you. So until the next time, enjoy your trips, enjoy trying to find your campgrounds, and God bless.